Okay, so here we go. We've got it. I've got my benchtop power supply is sitting there idling. It's at 12 volts, and that should be what is needed to activate this solenoid. But I'm just going to change it to, and it's 0.25 amp. Shoot, let's just make it a half amp. 500 millivolt. And then we're going to change it to 6 volts. Well, no, let's do 3.3 volts to start. So let's pull this out. And I'm not sure if there's any indication. Now, this was really dusty whenever I first pulled it out. I don't know if that really makes a difference, to be honest with you. I don't see anything that really says plus or minus. So I'm just going to hook it up at 6 volts and we'll see what happens. Or 3.3 volts. And, well, I felt something. Oh, the leads pop off. Maybe that's what I felt, was the leads popping off. And shoot, let's just... It's kind of a tight spot. Got nothing. So we're going to go to 6 volts. Nothing. Let's go to 12 volts. Okay. So at 12 volts, we're activating it. So I don't think this is my problem. So obviously, so I got a new one in there. But it's not, it's this solenoid was not the problem because the solenoid is activating. So what that tells me is my charcoal filter needs some is going to need some tender loving care. May have to try to clean it a little bit or something. Maybe jostling it around with the unbolting it and everything. I did kind of smack on the side of it, but I really couldn't. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't really tell anything. So I think what will happen is if you overfill it with fuel, it get into the charcoal filter, and once it gets into the charcoal filter, then it can kind of dissolve the charcoal pellets, leaving them kind of powdery and they packed tighter so that the vapors can't properly expel from the tank whenever you're filling it up. So I think that may be what happened. Somebody overfilled the tank and some fuel got into the charcoal filter. But the charcoal filter is not, it doesn't have fuel in it, because when I pull this valve out, no fuel come out. So it doesn't have fuel in it. So I don't think that is the issue. And of course, again, this solenoid is activating. Now, I mean, I really can't think of a way this could, other than being stuck closed. That's what I was expecting, for this valve to be stuck closed. and that was the issue. With this valve being open, your air from your tank will go into the charcoal filter and come into here, and from here it will be going, it needs an exhaust between these two O-rings here, which is in the housing or the body of that part that's bolted onto the charcoal filter, which there could be some blockages there because, like I said, this whole thing was pretty dusty, dingy, and all that. So I'm going to be pulling that charcoal filter off again to kind of see what's what. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I will be filling the tank up tomorrow, and Monday morning I'll probably do a little live stream in the truck heading out of town and kind of talk about if there was anything that was, if it fueled up a little easier or anything of that nature. It could be just jostling around may make a difference. I don't know. But this solenoid wasn't bad. I'll keep this solenoid as a backup because I've got the other one in there. Hey, great. It's there. And so I'll leave that one in there. Now, I don't know. At some point, I'll pull that vacuum canister off completely, and I will do some cleaning and some checking on it, because there's a way that you can check your charcoal filter to see if it's clogged. And what you would do is you're going to have 3 outlets. Now, if you don't take this valve out, you can have 2 outlets. You'll have one that's venting back to air from this solenoid right here, and then one that is, well, no, you'll have 3, because you'll have one that's venting through this solenoid back to atmosphere, which is just out in the open. Then you'll have one that is going back around to the front of the engine to be reburnt. And then there will be an intake, a line coming from the fuel tank itself going into the charcoal canister. So you'll have 3 lines in there. I could still potentially have a blockage in my line coming from the fuel tank to the charcoal canister. There could be a blockage there, a kink in the hose or something of that nature. There could be, I've already checked that there is no blockage from the line venting back out to atmosphere. I checked that line already, and that one is open. I blew through it, and I could blow through it just fine. So the other options would be the vent line coming from the fuel tank to the vacuum canister needs to be is kinked or clogged. I would say not likely, but a potential. Then we've ruled out this valve because this valve is actuating here, so it would be actuating out there and functioning the way it should. When you killed the engine, no longer 12 volts, and it would open where it's at in its natural state, which would be venting the tank to atmosphere. And so that's where that's the state it would be in when you're trying to fuel up. And so the other option would be the little valve body that this is snapped into, which is mounted to the charcoal filter. There could be a blockage in there, or the charcoal filter itself could need some tender loving care. The charcoal filter could be clogged, and that is basically what I'm thinking is going to be the issue. Because the way things normally go for me, it's never the easy thing. It's always the harder, or not necessarily the harder, but the more expensive deal is what it always turns out to be. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be the charcoal filter, but we got some potential issues that we may manage to take care of that. And what I'll probably wind up doing is rebuilding it, because I don't believe in spending a couple $100 or $160 on a new charcoal filter. And I mean, I think I can redo it. Because basically you'll have a mesh type filter at each end and a certain amount of charcoal inside the filter. I think the biggest issue would be getting the filter apart and then back together. And personally, what I would wind up doing is probably using some kind of weld component, JB weld or something, to seal it back together again, and probably a C-clamp just to ensure that it stays together. It's not. It would tend to have very low pressure or a vacuum. Are the states that I would expect that the charcoal filter would be in. So that's where we're at right now, and we're going to see how it comes out, and we will update you. I'll see you next time. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.